Okay, hi everybody, how y'all doing? So I got a comment on a video, and there were a lot of questions, so I decided to tell them, since some of them are a little personal. Um, Let me ask some more questions of you privately, and then if you like, I'll make a video. So this is it. Now it does come from two different sets of correspondence. So I'm going to try to not be scattered. I'll try to stay focused. There are a couple things, though, that I'm not quite clear on, so I'm going to have to ask for clarification, just to make sure that, I'm addressing what you're interested in. Okay, so um, the first thing that I come across is the fact that, okay, so there's sort of like a combined kind of marriage, right? Because the husband was kind of raised like Jewish reform, okay, but it sounds like he doesn't practice right now at all or anything. But he did go with you, so I wondered how he took to it, because it seems like you felt very, very comfortable at the Greek Orthodox Church. So um, I wasn't able to make quite clear about your husband's objections regarding their parents, his parents rather. Uh, and I wonder if it has to do with just the fact that, it's a mixed marriage as far as Jews are concerned. And yet, Reformed Jews are usually the most easygoing about that kind of thing. But there might be some lingering animosity. So I don't know if that's what you're, kind of looking towards to avoid. So you're trying to find a way to kind of smooth it over. Um, but I thought it was really beautiful that your husband noticed, how similar it felt, to what he grew up doing, as being raised in temple. Um, because yeah, it's amazingly so. That's how you know you're home. Anyways, let me go back to this other part of it. So you said that you were going to be converting alone, um, and I am too, because I'm the only Christian in my household, um, and I don't take my kids. My husband went one time, and that was, I don't know, I did a video about how he got there. It's kind of a funny story. But I don't take them. Um, they have their own beliefs, and especially while they're teenagers, I am not one to think that it's the time to associate religion or faith at all with something that is forced. Um, just puts a bad taste in the mouth. So I'd rather let them find their way, and you know, I mean, they were raised until quite recently Baha'i, and they still, even though being raised Baha'i, came out with their own faith anyhow. One is atheist and one is agnostic, and they're both beautiful kids. So they have, very high standards, and they're very, I mean, you couldn't tell the difference of their behavior in someone who's trying to be, very faithful in their religion. So as far as, the way that they treat people, kindness, forgiveness, just everything you can think of like that. So they'll have to find their own way to God if they do. But I'm fine with them either way. I'm kind of wary about my youngest, though. Um, Not just because, he probably wouldn't be comfortable in church, because he would just be bored. but I would never want to, like take over his faith focus just because my husband is, not Christian and totally not interested in Christianity. In fact, I mean, basically, he won't even go to my baptism or anything. So the joke is, if God forbid I die first, that's the only time he's going to end up in an Orthodox church, because that's where my funeral is going to be. So I, you know, I just accept that, and that's part of what I'm looking at in this relationship. So I understand what you say when you say that you're, doing it without your husband. I think it kind of takes a different sort of a thing to be able to do that. Sort of a focus. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe it's on this page. Okay, try this one. Oh goodness, I just lost it. Okay, so it sounds like your husband kind of, he doesn't really care for Western Christians, but I wonder if he'd be more comfortable just not trying to, like have him go with you, but just that he would know that, you're not going to be carrying any of those judgments or um, ideas that are present there. I understand about your mom too. um, Anytime that there's a person who has a certain faith and then uh, there's some sort of bad happening, then the person will kind of tend to correlate the two together, or it's just a poor association in the mind kind of a thing. But also, being that she was raised Catholic, it sounds like though that she still has some sort of a, at least like you said, an American sort of a, at least on Christmas kind of thing. But I wonder how much has really, infiltrated towards her. As far as, I think you said it was like an hour to your church, though. It's quite far, I think. I don't know. I wonder if she knew some of the differences, if she might not feel so concerned, about what you're exploring. So I couldn't tell if you said that you had asked to become catechumen or not. But this was last year when you said, oh, this was the sweetest thing when you said that when you were pregnant last year, you started buying icons, and then you found my channel and Archbishop Lazar. Oh, wow. And yet I thought for some reason that maybe you had found me over on Yusuf's channel, like something I had uh, made a comment of or something, but yeah, thank you. It's sweet to hear. So, being that you've gone through different sorts of the list, yeah, um, I think that that's really good because now you have a base of comparison, There are definitely more Christian denominations that you explored than I, because, like I said before, November of last year, I had been hands off on any type of Christianity since, well, I guess 93. So, but even before then, there was I kind of had to have worked my way away from it. And the final thing that just totally broke me away from Christians and all Christianity was the example that I found of people who were Gnostic. Um, they really, I don't know if they were poor examples of Gnosticism or if they were just poor examples of human beings, but they justified what they did by um, their professed faith, and it seems incongruent, um, and very like picky choosy. So I was like, that's it. I don't want anything to do with any Christians or Christianity. I can't stand it anymore. So then what else? Let's see if I can find. So I'm glad that you never lost, your focus towards Christ, because, yep, that definitely was not mine. I'm glad that you had such a good experience at the Greek Orthodox church. I'm glad they were nice to you and stuff. You're gonna go this Sunday. Wow. So I'm not sure anymore, though, what exactly you wanted to ask me. I don't know if I've answered so much so exactly what you wanted me to say. But if I haven't, just go ahead and write me again, and I'll try to, get more towards what you were asking. And thanks so much for, um, subscribing and watching all this time. And yeah, I guess I'll write you the rest of it. But thanks so much, and look forward to talking to you later. Peace.